What's up, everybody? Thank you for coming to another entrepreneur video. And today we are interviewing a 17-year-old detailer from Canada, and his name is Andrew. How you doing today, man?
I'm doing well. Thank you, Reyes.
All right, man. So introduce yourself, bro. What's your business name and where are you located?
So I'm 17 years old. I run a car detailing business and paint correction business in Ottawa, Canada. My business is called Drew's Detail Garage.
How long have you been doing it?
So I've been running the business for this is my third summer.
Dang. So, okay, first question is, because I see a lot of younger detailers coming out, what made you want to start a detailing business so young?
Honestly, I've loved business and entrepreneurship my whole life. I started out, I was doing lemonade stands at 8 years old. I was doing all these random businesses, and I was actually watching you. I don't know, I was probably 10, 11 when I was watching you did the t-shirts and all this. I was watching that and I was motivated, and then one day, I came across this pressure washer, and I just, I fixed it up, kind of tried it on, and then, I started using it, and I was whoa, I could start a car washing business. And then, I read somewhere that you can if you're a little bit more meticulous, if you're very detailed, and if it's a bit of a longer time, you can, upgrade from car wash and call it detailing. So then I kind of went from there. I slowly purchased stuff, and then now I'm here today. I have so many chemicals, many more equipment, and I'm able to tackle, harder jobs.
Are you still in school?
Yeah, I'm still in school. So I'll be going to grade 12 this September.
And for people that don't know about Canada, is grade 12 the end of school, or is there more?
Grade 12 is the last. Yeah, there used to be grade 13 in my province a while back, but it just ends at grade 12 nowadays.
Got it. Now at 14, you're messing around with business, and how were you getting jobs so early? Was it friends and family, or would you go door knock at neighbors?
That's a great question, and honestly, I should have done more research at the start. So if you are 14 and looking to get started, I would say definitely go up on Google, research as much as possible. My first car was, I forget the exact model, but it was a BMW convertible. And then the next day I had a Tesla. I was not prepared for those type of cars. I was completely but my main, this social media has helped me so much, and it's really unknown. I don't know if it's in the US, but it's called Nextdoor. This social media has helped me so much. It's amazing. It's a community platform. It's almost like a Facebook, but just for your neighborhood. So it's super concentrated. And for me, as somebody who wasn't mobile, somebody who didn't have a shop location, people just come to my driveway. It was super useful just for, people to come in, and it's basically mobile for them, because sometimes they would just be a few doors down or across the street. So they would just be able to come, and it was super convenient for them, and as for me as well.
And are you still doing house calls, or are you mobile now?
So I'm still not mobile. I have my driver's license, but I don't have a car for myself. So I don't want to hog the family vehicle, of course.
But you know what? That's great that you're sharing that, because there's a lot of youngsters feel hey, since I'm not mobile, I can't start a mobile detailing business. But there you go, man. You're making it happen.
Exactly. You just got to keep the neighbors happy, though. The pressure washer and all the shop vac, you don't got to make too much noise. So
you talked about making the neighbors happy. I know a lot of detailers, they got beef with their neighbors. What, you give them free details, or how do you make the neighbors happy? You're not detailing at 5 a.m. with the pressure washer?
Of course. So my pressure washer is electric. I don't go into gas. I feel the gas pressure washers, the pressure is too high and it's unnecessary. But so I have this one neighbor. He was, last year I started at 8:30 a.m. That was when I booked my first appointment in the day, and I would go till about 6:30. But this year, just to keep him a bit happy, because he made a few comments last year, so I just kind of squeezed the schedule. I just work harder getting the details done faster. But so now I'm 9 a.m. till around 6. Sometimes it bleeds into 6:30, if I'm moving slow, but try to stick into that just to keep it, they got the dinner time, they got the morning, so.
I got you, man. I got you. So now let's move on to the next question, which is, what would you say is one of the most difficult things about being a young entrepreneur still in high school? Is it juggling your schedule? Is it, I'm sure there's a lot of people out there saying, man, this guy's gonna detail my car. He's too young. You ever had those comments before?
I mean, for sure. Like, like for me, I'm 17 years old. There's some detailers who have like 17 years of experience, like paint correcting. Like, I of course didn't come out of the womb like with a polisher, but, so definitely like there's some people who I'd say the client tries to like take control, or they're like, oh, make sure you do this or use this chemical. I had somebody say like, oh, like I like to use this for the glass, but I'm like, I got my own stuff. Like I got my own process. So sometimes I feel like there's a bit of like lost trust, but especially like the return clients, after they see the results, they trust me 100%.
So Andrew, what steps are you taking to become a legit business owner?
For sure. So I've been really interested in, becoming legit and like paying my taxes, doing things the correct way in the past year. So I joined this program. It's called Summer Company, and they basically incentivize young people, I think it's around age 15 to 29, to start their businesses. And it's applicable to people like me who are already running the business but want to learn things about bookkeeping, paying taxes, getting their license, insurance. So I'm slowly learning all of those parts of the business, and I recently became insured and registered.
And Andrew, I know becoming legit could be overwhelming. How are you learning about the right steps to take? Is someone teaching you this, or are you just watching a lot of YouTube videos and trying to figure it out?
Definitely YouTube is helping a lot, and just online research, but the program as well built in that I'm doing has like a mentorship program. So we haven't quite set up the mentors yet. I think we're getting them this Wednesday, but we're going to connect with them, and then I can always ask them questions. They're experts in the business, so they know things about marketing, they know things about insurance, everything. So if I have any doubts or any questions, I can just ask them, and they'll just definitely help me with building my business.
So let's go back to detailing. Is this like a side hustle? Are you just trying it out? Or is this something you really want to do with your life? Have you figured that out?
I haven't quite figured that out, to be honest, but I feel like detailing takes a toll on you, like physically, and you're tired by the end of the day. So I don't think I could be doing this, when I'm like older, like 50 years old. I don't see that as a long-term thing, but definitely I'd like to keep the business alive for, at least the next, 3 years minimum. And, maybe even looking at turning this into, a passive income source where I have employees, a van or a shop, and I just kind of pop in on the weekends just to make sure everything's running smoothly.
Now, you're about to finish school. Are you going to college? Are you going straight into the business full time? Have you thought about that?
I definitely want to go to university. I want to learn, more things about business. And definitely, for example, if I do like an accounting degree, I'll be able to manage and understand my business financials, the most possible. So I'll be able to fully understand what's going on if I have employees who are, generating the income, and I'm just kind of managing the operations.
Got it, man. So pretty much you just want to keep learning about business and then see where it takes you.
Exactly. Yeah. Like I'm passionate about detailing, but for me, this could be any business and I would enjoy it. My passion, of course, is in detailing, but I could find passion, in landscaping and any other side hustle or business that's out there. So really, long-term looking at just that overseeing and just management position.
I relate to you so much on that because I'm the same way. For me, it's not the business itself, it's the main idea of growing a business that really excites me. Now, Andrew, last question. There's a 14-year-old out there and they're like, man, I want to start a business. But sometimes we get into our heads, come up with excuses, or procrastinate. What advice do you have for that 14-year-old who wants to start a business, but maybe they don't have a lot of money, they have no experience, but they really want to do it? What would you tell them?
I mean, I was there, I was right there in your shoes, if you're that person. But honestly, I would say, get $50, get $100, get 10, whatever you can, and go to your local store, whether it's Walmart, Target, anywhere, and, purchase the essentials, a bucket, sponge, or wash mitt even probably. You want soap, you want just the APC, you want the basics, and just start, and then get the money rolling in and just slowly build. this is said a lot online and on YouTube, and I know, a lot of the detailers you work with, Reyes, say this, but you don't need to start off by getting the whole mobile van, like H2O setup. Like, you don't need that, right? You just need the essentials, start getting the money in, and you'll be surprised. I started with like a $40 car wash, and, I was just getting the bookings in and just getting the money in, and just each year I would just put more money in, and then slowly building upwards that way.
All right, Andrew, I'm gonna challenge you with a question real quick. Being so young, everybody, we're insecure about what we're doing. How do you build that confidence? Because somebody young, somebody new to entrepreneurship, they're thinking, man, I don't want to mess up this detail. Man, did I do a good job? Are they gonna pay me? How did you build your confidence? Does it come from previous businesses you try to build? Do you have somebody there encouraging you? Maybe your customers? How do you, Andrew, build your confidence?
That's a great question, but honestly, like I just do the detail and I act like it's my own car. I like my car. If I were to have a car myself, I'd want it to be pristine. I'd want it to be super clean. So, I take that into, my own pride, and I just try to clean it to the best of my ability. And, I hope the customer is as happy as they are, because I'm putting my heart and soul into that detail. And 9 out of 10 times, honestly, they are super, super happy with the results. And because for us detailers, we see all the details, right? We see that little speck of dirt, that crumb, but for the client, they just see what their car was before and what their car is now, and it's just always just a night and day difference. Even if you think, maybe all that detail didn't go so well, but the client, they're definitely going to be way happier than what you think they are.
Now, you mentioned 9 out of 10 people are happy. What about that 1 out of 10? Have you ever had that customer? He's picky, or he's trying to punk you because he sees, oh man, this guy's young. Let me lowball him.
So I've had a few, negotiators, but I tend not to book them. I had somebody, he said, this is super common in the detailing world, but he said, I live in this big building, I could put, like, there's a bulletin board, I could put your poster up, you'll get so many clients, and he was trying to get like this $15 interior. And, so I booked him. I was like, this was at the very beginning. I was like, what, sure, I'll do this just for you. And he ended up not even showing up to the appointment after me giving a great deal. So since then, I've really, tried to restrict and just said, the prices that are on the website are what they are. I don't really make adjustments unless, you're booking like maybe above 3 cars, but that's unlikely that people have over 3 cars. But if they do, I do give bulk discounts that way, but definitely not just for that one small interior. I don't really do that at this time.
Got it, man. Now, you're 17, you have your whole life ahead of you. You seem like you're making great progress. Somebody wants to follow you on your journey. Where can they go?
You can go on my Instagram, that's drews.detailgarage. And if you're in Ottawa, and if you're looking for a detail, you can go on my website, www.drewsdetailgarage.info. I'll be happy to hook you up.
There you go. So you guys heard his story. He's gonna keep growing the business. Let's go show him some love. Follow him on Instagram. You're in Canada, need a detail, hit him up. And Andrew, thank you so much for being on this entrepreneur interview. And if you guys like this content, you guys want me to interview more people, press the like button. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye, everybody. Later on, Andrew.
Thank you so much.